What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. What's good out there, everyone tuning in? Welcome to the Captain's Corner. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. Whenever you watch this, I hope you're having a great day. Where we left off on our last video, I kind of explained that I needed my hip fuse. In the video before that, I kind of explained, dying, coming back, what happened to me. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss re-entering school with a disability, what it was like going from being an active athlete to being disabled and kind of pushed aside, so to speak. So we're going to get into it right now. Again, I'm the captain and welcome to my corner. If you're new, please subscribe. This is a storytime channel. I'm going to go over my whole life. I have some pretty crazy stories, and I also have hit rock bottom, and I like to show there's kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. So let's get to it. So before my injury happened, I was a great swimmer. I was on track to swim in the Olympics for backstroke. I played many sports. I was all around an active person. All my friends were active. I never thought in a million years that I wouldn't have the ability to be an active person in the ways that I was. And I missed a lot of high school. I got to go in and out of high school because of all the medical stuff. But the times I was there, it wasn't the most fun because at the time I thought people were laughing with me, but in reality they were laughing at me. And being a person who was like a really active person and kind of popular at school, it was really hard to go to somebody that couldn't play sports, didn't really have anything in common with their friends, getting picked on. It was really rough, and I didn't really find too many friends in high school because everyone kind of pushed me aside because I couldn't do the things they were doing anymore. And I remember like the second week of me going to high school, someone knelt behind me and pushed me over because they saw the lamp and it broke my arm. And that kind of gave me a taste of like what was to come. And it was really rough trying to adjust to that. And I didn't really adjust to it. I mostly stayed in my room, and it kind of got to be a dark time. And that was right around the time when I didn't really know who I was, and I was really trying to figure it out. And this is kind of at the point where I start thinking about like substances and stuff, and we're going to get into all that on the next video. But this one, we're going to stay with setting up the foundation, because going to school and getting bullied for something that I had no control over was really rough. And trying to figure out who you are with that is really rough. So usually you go to a pretty dark place, and luckily for me I found like music and cars, but it was never easy. And I think if people are going through that, it's okay to acknowledge that you might be depressed or you're going through it, and that's okay. You know you're going to get through it. Being in high school getting bullied sucks, but as life goes on it gets better. For me, I didn't really have too many people to turn to, so at that time I was starting to look for things that would numb the pain, because I was in physical pain, I was in emotional pain. I didn't really have anyone to re, to relate to or to talk to, and that was rough. That was rough. And going through all that was not easy, and coming to terms with I'm disabled in high school, I'm not going to be able to play sports like I thought, I'm not going to be able to do the things that I thought I was going to get to do. That was a really rough time to come to terms with everything. That was some of the hardest times of my life, because I was in a spica cast during that time. During that part of your life, I think that's when you're trying to figure out who you are, and when you lose your whole identity at that point in your life, it's really not easy to bounce back, but it is possible. I started figuring out who I was a little bit later, and I realized that all those feelings were okay. At the time, how everyone treated me, I felt like those feelings were something to hide. But as I got older and started learning more, you realize those feelings are completely normal. And especially when you're accepting a life change at that age group. It was something I wouldn't wish on anybody to experience, but it gave me who I am now. It kind of molded me. It put me in a dark path, but it also made me bounce back and figure out who I was. And some of the things that I found was music really helped, and enjoying cars, that really, for some reason, really helped during some pretty dark times. But it gets better. For me, I started probably hanging out with the wrong crowd because that was the crowd that accepted me, and I think that kind of led to some bad decisions, some great story times, but some bad decisions, and we're gonna get into all those. In the next video, we're gonna start, getting into the party series, getting wild. But there's a lot of rock bottom in that too. But there's some crazy stories that we're gonna get to go over. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm gonna try to put out content every week, multiple episodes every week, different story times. If you have any suggestions for me, please comment down below. If you guys would be interested in seeing like some of the tools I use to like put my sock on and stuff, we can do that. We can be fully transparent here, because that was one of the things I wanted to start this channel, was just to vent, because I've never really been able to do that, and if I get to build a positive community at the same time, I think we both get to help each other out. So if you guys have any suggestions, any comments, please let me know. The equipment will just get better. We will get a mic. But right now we're just chugging along, pushing out content. I'm getting comfortable with this. So if you're subscribed, I appreciate it. If you're watching these videos, I appreciate it. Just keep going along. The light is at the end of the tunnel. You will see it, even if you're in the abyss. Please comment if you have any questions. I hope you guys all have a great week. Peace.